Hi everyone, it's John from What Up. Welcome back to another video and happy Wheel of Time News Day. Yes, every day is pretty much Wheel of Time News Day at this point, and I, for one, am loving every minute of it. Today we're going to talk just a bit about that clip that Entertainment Tonight dropped yesterday that featured Rand and Moiraine talking about Rand's direction, where he's going to go. It's about a minute and 15 seconds. We'll show you the clip here in just a few moments, and then we'll discuss it a bit. And then we're going to talk about that fan event that's happening Saturday. New information came out this morning, so not only will you get to see the first episode a few days early if you sign up, but you're going to see some other cool stuff too, but we'll talk about that later on in the video. So if you're as excited as I am about Season 3 dropping March 13th, which is literally a week away, folks, or if you just want to keep up on the news, consider making us your home for Wheel of Time News. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and tell everyone you know. Tell everybody you know about What Up. We are less than 400 subscribers away from my 25,000 subscriber goal, which is wild. I never thought we'd get there, and it's all thanks to you folks. So thank you very, very much for this. I really do appreciate it. We are that much closer to doing that giveaway, and I think we're going to probably get it by the end of the weekend, it's my guess, before Season 3 drops. So we're going to showcase this clip, and then we're going to talk just a bit about what it means in direction, or in relation rather, to the book series and what direction Rand's going to take in the show versus what he took in the books. So we have to give a spoiler warning. So in this video, we're going to spoil up to book 5 of The Wheel of Time. So if you haven't read The Eye of the World through The Fires of Heaven by Robert Jordan, be forewarned, I may ruin plot points and character arcs from that. And we have our handy dandy little spoiler hand we're going to bring up here so everybody knows that we're going to spoil some things for that. All right, let's dive into that clip from Season 3 that was an Entertainment Tonight exclusive.
On the slopes of Dragonmount shall the child be born.
You've been studying the prophecies.
There's a lot of contradictions, Moiraine. A lot of unknowns. They say that Luce Theron was the one who put Callandor in the Stone of Tyr. That only the Dragon Reborn can draw it again.
Not if another male channeler takes it first.
No one has taken it in 3,000 years.
The Forsaken haven't been free.
If they could, why haven't they yet? They could be waiting there for me to take it. They could be walking into a trap.
So what do you want to do then? Do you want to wait? You want to stay here?
No.
No? Then where do you want to go?
Where do I really want to go?
Yes, where do you really want to go?
Home.
Home?
Yes.
To the Two Rivers?
Yes. There are people I can trust.
And what will your army of farmers do against the Shadowspawn? What will you do when your 2 rivers run red? When the waters are bloated with the swollen bodies of your family and friends? Rand, you're not a child. You are the Dragon Reborn. There is no homecoming for you. Not now, not ever.
You don't tell me what to do anymore.
All right, folks, pretty cool stuff. So we've seen a bunch of the first episode so far. We've seen 11 minutes of the cold open. We've seen this clip. We've seen stuff from the teaser trailer, the trailer, and all of the promotional materials put out. They are really pushing marketing for the show this time around. And I'm excited for it. I mean, they didn't do a good job in Season 2 and Season 1, and there were reasons why. But this time we're actually seeing a proper campaign for the show. And I, for one, love every second of it. So this particular clip, I've seen a few things online, which is why I want to get anyone who's watching this video's thoughts that has not read the books. Because I've seen a lot of people comment online that have not read the books that this Rand is arrogant, he's crappy, and they don't like him. And they really didn't enjoy the way he is during this clip. But what I will say is that a few things are mentioned in the clip that are really important to the series and to book fans, and we'll talk about that too. Don't worry, I'm not going to forget about Callandor and the Stone of Tyr. But in the book series, Rand does follow Moiraine's lead for a little while, and then he basically grows up. He kind of doesn't really come into his own as a Dragon Reborn for quite some time. He's very hesitant, still unsure of himself, but he is from the 2 Rivers, and people from the 2 Rivers are basically the most stubborn people alive. If you try to tell them what to do, tell them where to go, they will dig in their heels and they will balk at anything you say, even if they agree with you. And that is a core theme of Emond's Fielders within the book series. It's just the way it is. And in the book series, Rand does, at some point, just kind of flip on Moiraine. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to listen to you anymore. You can go pound sand. I am the Dragon Reborn. I'm going to do what I want. And Rand gets very arrogant very quickly. And they're showcasing that, in my opinion, a little bit in this clip. I mean, to be fair, Rand is not near as arrogant as he does get in the books in this clip. He gets way worse, folks. If you haven't read the book series, he does. And that is part of his journey. So Rand does have a big cyclical journey of character traits that he goes through until he comes back to being the Rand we all know and love, if that makes any sense. I won't get into any more than that because I didn't spoil beyond book 5, but I will say that he does get very arrogant. So this is very on brand. This is very on par for where Rand is, especially in the book series at this time. But I want to hear your thoughts, because I've seen some things online where people who were just upset about this, and they're like, they don't even know if they want to watch the 3rd season because they thought Rand would stay more of the same. That's not his character. That's not the way he does things in the books. And I'm glad they're actually showcasing him coming into his own and basically telling Moiraine, I want to do what I want. Now, he says he wants to go home. We know he doesn't go home in the 3rd season. That is a given. We've seen all of the leaks. We've seen all the promotional material. He does go to the waste. I think he changes his mind about that probably after this clip and then decides, you know what, we're going to go find my people in the waste and figure out what we can do there, because an army of farmers may not help him, but an army of Aiel, that's something different entirely. So, a couple things were mentioned here for those of you who haven't read the books that are really important and that a lot of people expected to see in Season 3. Callandor was mentioned, and that is the sword that is not a sword. So there is this group of texts in the books called the Prophecies of the Dragon. And Callandor is mentioned that it is in the Stone of Tear, and it will not be drawn until the Dragon Reborn. Well, Dragon Reborn will be the one that draws it, but it can't be drawn until the Stone of Tear falls. And the Stone of Tear can't fall until Callandor is drawn. It's sort of a kind of a culmination of a prophecy. One happens, the other one is bound to happen, but one can't happen without the other. And Callandor has been thrust into the Stone of Tear and has been there for forever. It's been there a very, very long time. And the Stone of Tear is one of those fortresses that has never really been taken by any army. For the purposes of the prophecy and what we're talking about here, it really hasn't. And that changes, and that's one of the major signs to the Westlands that the dragon has been reborn. I mean, yes, he's been announced, other things are happening, and I like seeing it because in the book series, Rand and company go to the Stone of Tear before they go to the Waste. They're there, he takes the Stone of Tear with some of the Aiel that kind of follow him there. Matt Coffin is there. That is where you have a little storyline with Perrin rescuing Fael because he meets her prior to going to the Stone. There's a bunch of things that happen in Book 3 in The Dragon Reborn that we're not likely to see at least the same on screen. They're kind of skipping most of that and they're heading straight to the Waste. But because they've mentioned it and because they have brought it up, I am sure we're going to see more of that either later in the season, maybe, perhaps, but likely in Season 4 or beyond is when we're going to see the Stone of Tear, Callandor, and other aspects of the story that have been mentioned. So this was a big deal for a lot of book fans. They were very, very kind of bummed out that we didn't think we'd be going to Tear, but it's been mentioned, it's canon in the show, and Callandor's canon in the show. So it's going to happen at some point or another, which I, for one, am very excited about. So let me know your thoughts on the clip down below. And do you think we will see the Stone of Tear Callandor in Season 3? Will it happen later on? Or do you think they're going to save that for a Season 4? Personally, I think it's Season 4 or beyond. There's too much to do in Season 3 without adding all of that into the mix as well. That's my guess, anyway. All right, next thing I want to talk about with you folks is the fan event. Now, I know a good number of you have already signed up for it, and a number of you already know about it, but maybe not everyone. There's a lot of brand new faces in the channel, a lot of new faces in the comments, and I want to welcome you all to What Up. This is absolutely fantastic that you're here. But a couple of weeks ago, we announced that there was a fan event happening on March 8th, which is Saturday. It happens at 10 a.m. Pacific, and 10 a.m. Pacific, we were able to sign up, and the link for the sign up is down below in the description box. If you folks want to sign up, you still can. All you need is a Prime account. You sign up for this, and you're able to view the first episode of Season 3, To Race the Shadow, free of charge, early, which is super cool. Like, I for one, was very excited about this, and I signed up immediately. Now, this morning, something else came up. So not only will we be able to see the 3rd season, Episode 1, on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, which is 6 a.m. my time. I'm going to wake up for it, folks. It's happening. And I'll probably do a video immediately afterwards. I assume there's going to be some sort of embargo on what we see, but I'll tell you what I can, if for some reason you folks can't watch it live. Prior to the episode dropping, you're going to be able to see an unraveling of Season 1 and Season 2. So it's a behind-the-scenes sort of featurette on the Wheel of Time. You're going to get to see a few things from... hope we haven't seen before. There has been a lot of behind the scenes stuff happening, but I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be brand new or not, or a culmination of things we've already seen. Either way, it'll be something cool to watch, especially with a bunch of other people. Then they're going to drop the episodes. You'll be able to watch the episode to Race the Shadow. And then after that, they're going to release the Q&A that happened with Rosamund Pike, Rafe Judkins, Marcus Rutherford, and Ceara Coveney that was moderated by Matt Hatch for the Dusty Wheel. Now, if you don't know about that, there was a live fan event in London a couple of weeks ago. Now, this live fan event was a premiere of the first episode, and you were able to get tickets. If you were lucky enough to get tickets and able to travel to London on your own, you could sit and watch this early. Matt Hatch, a good friend of mine from the Dusty Wheel, he was flown over by Amazon and he moderated the whole thing. So he was on stage. I hear he was charming. I hear he was fantastic. I mean, it's Matt Hatch. Of course, the Innkeeper is going to be absolutely amazing. But he did talk to the showrunner and some of the cast. That and the questions that are happening there are what we're going to be able to see after this episode drops. So it was recorded by Amazon and it's going to be put up here. So I, for one, can't wait to see my friend actually on the Prime app. That's wild. Like, could you imagine, folks? Like, I'm going to know somebody famous. Well, Matt's already famous, but you know what I mean. It's really cool. So, if you folks haven't signed up yet, the link is down below in the description box. I encourage you to do so because you'll be able to see it early. But I know that 10 a.m. Pacific is not a good time for everyone. Like for me, it's 6 a.m. and I am lucky enough that I don't have much going on Saturday, so I will be able to wake up early, set my alarm, come down here, sit in my computer chair with some popcorn and watch the first episode and the rest of the tidbits, and then I'll make a video on whatever I'm allowed to tell you folks about that. I assume there's some sort of embargo or things going on with it. I'm not sure what it is. They'll probably tell us the day of. But I do know that reviews and stuff are not supposed to come out till pretty much the day before everything drops on March 11th. And I know some of you are saying, well, March 11th, John, the show drops March 13th. Well, the show drops March 13th at midnight Pacific time, which is 8 p.m. my time on the day before. I'm in the Atlantic time zone. So it really drops at 12th for me. Time is a hinky thing. Good thing I'm not doing a Back to the Future channel because I don't think my brain would be able to handle it. Either way, thank you so much for this. I hope you folks get a chance to sign up. If not, I will do a video on what we can talk about and talk about the Q&A and the Unravelling bit. Maybe not the episode so much, but we'll see. And I hope you enjoyed that clip. And look for more videos from me in the next couple of days. I've gotten a lot of really good ideas about explained videos. I may have to go to 2 videos a day in some cases before the show drops because there's news and there's these explained videos that people are asking for that I think are great ideas. So expect to see a ton more content from me. Make sure you subscribe, folks. Thank you so very much for sticking with me here to the very end. Here's to many more.